Hello and welcome to Blood Magic 2. So the first thing you want to do is make these, the Rudimentary Snares, and then what you want to do is just chuck them at a mob. And there's a chance that it can actually create these white particle effects. And then when you just kill them with the sword, you'll get this thing called a demonic will. That sounds pretty cool. So that's pretty useful. And if we look at the usages for demonic will, we can see that that's actually going to be used to make the altar itself. So that's pretty cool. Another thing you want to make is this thing over here, the Hellfire Forge. So we look at the recipe for that. You can see pretty basic materials as well. And then what you want to do is you want to get around to making the petty tartaric gem in the Hellfire Forge, which is just going to be, you need to have a will in there, and then you just put redstone with lapis and then glass, and that will get you an empty petty tartaric gem. Then what you want to do is you want to make the Sentient Sword, and that will just be one of the petty tartaric gems with a iron sword. And you can also make more. So when you've got that, what you'll do is you'll get a sword like, for instance, this sword I've got. It's quite important to have looting on your sword as well, because that will actually get you more will. So essentially what it is the container is this petty tartaric gem here. So in some versions, I believe in 1.9 now, you don't have to activate it like this. But in 1.8, 1.7 versions, this is 1.8.9 I'm using here, you will actually have to activate it. And then what will happen is that as you kill the mobs, you'll see, so for instance we're on 0 now, and you can see it just got to 1 with that. The reason why slimes are particularly effective here is, let's just try and get another spawn if you can. There we go. So yeah, the reason why slimes are particularly effective, and as in this example here, because you can get a lot of kills basically. With looting you get even more. So you can see that with just this one big slime here, let's have a look. And looting on the sword as well. Let's have a look. So I've pretty much filled up the whole thing with just one big slime. Okay, so what you want to do then is you want to make the weak blood orb. And that's just placed by putting a diamond in here and then just using the sacrificial dagger. You can see the sacrificial dagger is glowing, and that's because I made one of these, the Incense Altar. The Incense Altar just requires the weak blood orb and some stone. And then you place it down, and then you just replace these blocks here with stone, and that's all you have to do for that. And that will actually provide a boost of 20% to look. So yeah, this will provide but to see what it is, of course we need to get the Divination Sigil. But this is going to regenerate over 20% here. Okay, so yeah, let's you can see it all glowing. I've probably taken too many here, but it doesn't matter. So anyway, so that requires a thing of 20%. So next thing to do then is we need to get some of these. We need to start thinking about the runes and all this sort of stuff. So let's look at the blank runes. So that's going to require a blank slate. A blank slate is just a piece of stone in there. So I mean, let's look at the. So you can see, because it's glowing like this, it means and you can see what happens. It actually does a completely different thing. It takes away all your hearts, and it gives you soul free. But it does. But yeah, you can see that it's easily going to be able to do that. So it's just a much quicker way of doing it by, instead of just constantly popping little bits off all the time. It does a whole lot. So that's cool. So yeah. So then we will need to make these things, the arcane ashes. And they're just made with, I think you can use petty for this, can you? Yeah. And then you do that for the circle. If we wanted to make some sigils, let's have a look at some of the sigils then. So the sigils, so we need an alchemy array, And then we need redstone in the alchemy array with a blank slate to make the Divination Sigil. Okay, so we've got a blank slate here. So we need redstone. Okay, so we'll put that down then, and we'll do redstone with a blank slate, which I think I just made, didn't I? Okay. And you can see it's going to do this. And then it's going to do kind of the effect here. And it's going to pop off the Divination Sigil. So then we can actually look at what's going on here. So it says current tranquility 0, current bonus 20%. Yeah, so this is based on how much plant life is around here. So I'm just curious if Harvestcraft stuff will work. Let's try mustard maybe. Doesn't seem too responsive on this tier. Maybe I need to have a higher tier. I'm not sure really. Because I think the flowers should be good on it. I know, for instance, water works quite nicely. So let's try putting some water around. I don't know. Well, that's just still should do something. Doesn't need daytime. Let's have a look. No, so it looks like you do actually need. So in tier 1 anyway, is that you do need to have. Yeah, you do need to have basically a higher tier to get more than just the standard 20%, I think. And to do that, you have to put these special things called path blocks around it. So we'll do that in a minute. Let's have a look at some of the sigils. See if we can do any of the sigils. I don't think we can do too much at this level. So an air sigil will require some air reagents. That may be alright actually. With the reinforced slate, which is tier 2. So most of it is tier 2. So I guess to get to tier 2 we're going to need to get the runes. So you can see we just need to make a load of blank slates basically to get blank runes. And then from the blank runes we can go up. So we've got blank slates so we could make speed rune. And yeah, we can't make. We need a principle for that. So yeah, so looking at it, we can see that nothing is actually going to work beyond the very first one because everything else is too high tier at the moment. So yeah, we're going to have to go for either the blank runes or could go for the speed runes. So let's try the speed runes then. So let's just get rid of some of the other things I was doing. Okay. Alright, so we've got a load of speed runes here, so we'll make it into a tier 2, so we'll look at what's going on at the moment. Okay. Is there a night slime one? Alright, so we'll just dig out some of this. And we'll put some speed runes around it. Okay, so we have one there. Okay, like that. No? There we go. Okay. I thought it said 1 for a minute. Maybe it did. I think maybe it just took a while to update. Anyway, I'm just going to try to keep on getting rid of stuff. So, don't have too much stuff in my inventory here. Okie dokie. Alright, so we've got a tier 2 here. So with tier 2, we can obviously do a few more things. So one of the things we want to do is to make the first tier the path block. So we look at the wooden path block. It's going to require the second tier, right? The apprentice blood orb. Okay, so we need to get the Apprentice Blood Orb, which is going to be a piece of redstone with 5,000 LP in there. Okay, so that will obviously, that will be a little bit, you know, you have to stand by it and all that stuff, and the regen. So yeah, but if we look at this now, we'll see that the okay, so it still says it doesn't look good. So let's see if we can upgrade this, make this better. So let's get rid of some of this stuff here, and like I said, so we can make these wooden path blocks, right? Because we just need the Apprentice Blood Orb. Yeah. Okay, so we'll take some of those. Okay. Put some of these in here. So let's see if it's doing any better. No. Still no better. Maybe we need to finish the whole thing. Let's finish the whole thing. See if that makes any difference. Okay, and then we need one more here as well. Okay, so there we go. We can see that's completely changed as soon as I finish the whole thing. So now that's tier 2. So now we should get quite a lot in here. So we've got 1,156. We'll do a sacrificial dagger. We've got 3,780. So I believe we would have got about 2,000. So we would have gone to 3,156. So that's given us what? 732, 22, 24. Okay. So they're not too bad, so a decent increase there. Alright, so contract, and so yeah, and so basically you can see that that's, so now what will happen is when I do the various things with the, you know, so it's 387, let's put a dandelion there, see if that makes any difference. So various things should make a difference here. So yeah, well, not that one I guess. Alright, so I'm pretty sure at this point that the water will make a difference. So let's just make a little spot here with the water. Okay, so that has definitely made a difference this time. So various things are going to make a difference. Now, let's try what I was going to do before, which was to see if there is any integration with Harvestcraft, because that's obviously super important. So, we'll just... so we're at 480 now, right? So have a look. 487. Okay, so basically, the way to do it then is at this level, put loads of harvest crops down, put water down, 487. Let's see if lava does anything. So there's obviously going to be some interaction with lava as well. I don't know if lava is seen as a good thing, maybe not. Yep, it is. So yeah, but lava, crops, let's try an allium here. Maybe some lilac there. Orchid. So yeah, just sort of a varied sort of selection of stuff is pretty cool. We can try. Let's just see if tulips, different coloured tulips, make any difference. All right, so we'll do divination here. So we're at 590. It doesn't seem to make any difference, the flowers. That's disappointing. Okay. Well, I was going to just try and specialise between different types of flower. What about a magma slime? Okay. No, so basically it looks like the only thing that's currently working is the crops and water and lava. So yeah, so they're the things which are most prevalent. Whereas this stuff with the flowers maybe is a bit more witchery kind of stuff. But yeah, this is basically how to get up and running in Blood Magic. So I hope that's a good introduction. So thanks for watching.